This lesson is on adding and subtracting mixed fractions with like denominators. Usually I have students write fractions horizontally when they add them, but with mixed fractions it's better to write them up and down. So if you have 2 1/4 plus 3 1/4, I have them write it up and down like this. First step that I have them do is draw a line to separate their whole numbers from their pieces, which is what I call their fractions. Then we only look at the fractions first, and we add the numerators. 1 plus 1 is 2, and then they keep the last name, which is 4. 2/4 needs to be simplified, so off to the side we simplify our fraction. If you've not already watched my video on simplifying fractions, please make sure to watch that before you watch this one, because one leads to the other. To simplify this fraction, I start with the smallest number and list the factors for that number. 2 is the smallest number, so I will list my factors for 2. 2 times 1. When I'm done listing my factors, I look at the biggest number first, and I say, is there anything times 2 that will give me 4? The answer is yes. 2 times 2. I lose what's the same, and I keep what's different. So underneath my answer line, I can now write 1/2 as my answer for my fraction. There's no holes to move yet, so now I can just concentrate on this column. 2 plus 3 is 5. So my answer is 5 1/2. Now let's look at another example. If I have 4 3/4 plus 2 3/4, it is a completely different mixed fraction. Now what we do is we draw a line down the center to separate my wholes from my pieces. Then I add up the numerator of my fraction. 3 plus 3 is 6, and I keep the last name, which is 4th. 6/4. Now this fraction has to be simplified, so off to the side I simplify. I find my smallest number in my fraction, which is 4, and I begin listing the factors for 4. 4 times 1 and 2 times 2. Now I start with the biggest number in my factors and ask, is there anything times 4 that will give me 6? The answer is no, so I check it off and move to the next biggest number. Is there anything times 2 that will give me 6? The answer is yes. 2 times 3. Then I lose what's the same, and I keep what's different. 3/2 is an improper fraction, so now that I've simplified it, I need to divide it to get my mixed fraction. 3 divided by 2. I box it up, and I list my facts. 2 times 0 is 0, 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4. 4 is bigger than 3, so I have to go back, outside, top, bottom. Then I subtract. 3 minus 2 is 1. Now I need to bing, bang, boom to get my mixed fraction. Bing, bang, boom. Or 1 and 1/2. So underneath my answer line, I will write 1 and 1/2. Now, this is the column for my pieces, or my fractions. I have a whole number in this column. It cannot stay there. So I need to move my whole number over to my wholes column. Then I add them up. 4 plus 1 is 5, plus 2 is 7, so my answer is 7 1/2. Let's do one more example. If I have 5 1/3 plus 2 2/3, first thing that I do is draw a line to separate my wholes from my pieces. Then I add up my numerators. 1 plus 2 is 3. Keep the last name, which is 3. 3/3. By now, students should know that 3/3 equals 1 whole. Underneath my answer line, I move my whole down, and I have a hole in my pieces column. It cannot stay there, so we mark out the hole and move it to the wholes column. Now we add up my wholes. 5 plus 1 is 6, plus 2 is 8, so my answer is 8 wholes.